Welcome back to the show. We know it's tough to have conversations about wills or even end-of-life care, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be having these conversations at all.
So today is Advanced Care Planning Day, a day dedicated to helping Canadians understand why it's so important to plan ahead. So here to tell us what we need to know is end-of-life doula Denyse Burns. Denyse, welcome to the social.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me here. This is great.
So I think when we talk about planning for the future, we tend to think about wills and power of attorney. But what exactly is an advanced care plan?
I think a lot of people know it as a power of health for attorney, power of attorney for health. You often have that form from an attorney. It sits with it in one-page form. An advanced care plan takes it to a much more granular level, where the plan helps you to think about what is most important for you, what type of treatments would you want and not want should you be sick. And then it takes you even by examining your wishes and your beliefs and your values, which are really important. We had talked about that. You really sort of bring it up to the forefront and say, there's a lot of things I'm thinking about. Then you document it. And documenting is important. You have the document, everything is there, what you want, what you don't want. And the key element is a substitute decision maker, which means you appoint someone who you really trust that would be able to speak for you when you can't speak for yourself. And that's the key. Because if you can speak for yourself, that's fine. But if you arrive in a coma and you're able to speak for yourself, then you want that person to be able to speak for you.
Yeah, it's much more robust than just
you said you had completed.
Oh, I've done this with my family. It's really, really important. You know, as a death doula, you've actually been with so many people at the final moments of their life. So can you give us an example of when an advanced care plan, it was either needed or wasn't there and could have been there? Give us an example of this in action.
You know, some of these come to mind, but really it's very important. When a family member, father, mother, sister, is taken to hospital in a very acute condition, and brother, sister, siblings are there, or children, and they don't have a plan. You might say your mother told you, I want to be kept at all costs. I want to be revived. You would say, Mom, you told me that if anything happened, you don't want to be on. You want to have a do not resuscitate. And so now you're in this very emotional moment when two people can't agree, and the focus should be on the dying person. And at that point, emotions, it doesn't resolve itself, and the person that is suffering is a dying person. And that's one of the things you really want to try to avoid. I just remind people about COVID when people were rushed into the emergency, and the doctors would say, what did you want? People would be saying, I don't know. Well, then
suddenly they're fighting with each other, and
it's
there's no focus on the person
who's and the person that's there,
Can you give us some examples of the types of decisions we might make in our advanced care plan?
Right. Well, there are I know we do have this booklet that you'll be able to download. In that booklet, we have some decisions around real healthcare situations, maybe somebody having a heart attack, and what care they would need. But along with the medical, I think we should really think about what I call it the softer supports that we give. I really highlight what kind of music would that person like? Is that person spiritual? Would you want somebody if they're not spiritual, then keep somebody away. Who might they want to talk to? Did they like reading, and would they have somebody come in and do some reading for them? So these are the things, you know, along with the strict medical examples that we give in our booklet to help people think about that, we want you to really think about it as, you know, a full, just mindfulness way, I guess.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Okay, so here's the question. I think people hear advanced care plan, they're like, I don't have to think about that or worry about that until I'm much older. But what is the right age to create an advanced care plan? And then how often should you revisit it?
Good question. You should be starting now at any age. I'm not saying 3 years old or something, but at least young people. And young people are getting into it more because they should be thinking about it. They also want their parents to think about it. Because, listen, teenagers, young children, adolescents, they're in sports. They could have an accident. Cycles are everywhere. They could have an accident. And they should be talking to their parents about, you know, if something should happen so they could speak for them. That is, and it should go all the way up. You know, it's not only just for my generation. People think, okay, well, they should have it when they're older. Not necessarily. And we're finding the trends changing. Secondly, you know, they really should review it every few years. Younger people, maybe, I would say, if something has changed in your life, yes. I have one, you have one. I review it now on my birthday. Every year, because at this stage, things may change. You might have a diagnosis. And then when you review yours, make sure that other people that have copies of yours get it reviewed.
Let the people know around
Let
you.
the people know you got the new copy, the new version.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
You help so many people complete their advanced care plans. Do you see the certain trends or commonalities and when it comes to what people want for end of life?
Yes, I do. I see really recently a lot. People are, number one, they want control over their death. People want to have that control. They want to be able to die in place, meaning they want to stay at home. You hear a lot of people say, I don't want to move from my home. I don't want to go to a hospital. I want to die at home. And so they want that. And they also want to be thinking about that they should have, be prepared that they have the right equipment in their home. You just can't just say, I'm going to die at home.
So listen, it's one thing for people who want to be having this conversation, but what if you want to bring this up to a family member and they don't want to have this conversation? So for example, if you have aging parents and you're like, hey, let's talk about advanced care plan. And they're like, what? That's morbid. I don't want to think about it. How do you broach the conversation?
Well, here's a good way. Today, intro. I was on the social today. I watched the social today. They had a death doula on, and they were talking about advanced care plans, and I'm hearing a lot more about that. You might have had a friend who went and had prepared. I would say, hey, I met one of the hostesses. She has a full, and it's very important to have it. So that's how you really want to broach it. And in this booklet as well, we give you conversation starters, so things on how to broach it with your parents. And I think that's the most important thing, that you have to start initiating the conversations.
I started with the question, what do you want the last 5 years of your life to look like?
There
and
you
how
go.
can I help?
See?
Was that it? Was
How
that
can I help?
during dinner or something? Like
Thanksgiving dinner,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
dinner.
Easter dinner.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're giving ideas. Let's talk about if you want to kickstart your advanced care planning. A lot of people are going to be with family in the next coming days.
Right.
Where should we begin?
Well, right away you can go on to our website, dinewithdignity.canada, and we have a resource booklet. It's this booklet. You'll get it, and it'll be on, and download it. And when you download it with the Ontario papers, because you're across Canada, so and each province has a different type of form. So you're Ontario here.
Okay.
You download it, you have it, and you can start talking about it, start filling it in. You can always go and attend a workshop. We offer little workshops if people want to do it in a small group, which I would like to recommend because you have a chance to digest, get the information, let it marinate, come back, and then start writing it down. Don't rush through it. Think about it, have somebody talk, have a glass of wine, cup of coffee with a couple of friends, and then document it. Now, and I leave you with this. This is the best gift you can give any of your children or any of your siblings or any. It's prepared. It's there. Something happens. It's there.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It was surprisingly empowering and uplifting to do. I know that sounds counterintuitive.
No, it's not.
And I mean, and even in your line of work, I know this stuff, it could feel heavy, but you want to give people a different perspective.
Yeah, because I think you plan for everything, don't you?
Yeah.
And people plan for weddings, people plan for funerals. They have their funeral plan. People plan for marriages, birthdays, trips.
It's another
Plan
thing.
for your health.
I love this. I love this. Denyse, thank you
Thank
for being
you for
here
having
today.
me.
And such an important discussion ongoing.
Thank you very much.
Download your documents today, and we'll be right back.
Here we go.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.